Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. We are here to do Mary's book launch, and this is a very special book launch because this book launch is all about coloring. And this is the book we are bragging about tonight. Amazing, super, like, my kids love this. And we'll get deep into all of this stuff. But remember, because this is a book launch, we've got gifts, prizes, we've got more and more books to give away, to talk about, to package up. So there are lots of great things going to be happening tonight. We're so excited. Mary, you have done amazing work with all of the, I guess, all of the challenges. No one wants to on purpose desire journeys of grief, but we will all end up going through them in one time or another. And the way that you went and use the, I would say, use the lessons, use the energy from everything that you've learned, channeling it into places where so many people now can benefit is really beautiful. And so tonight is all about something really positive and beautiful in our life, which is about color. And so let's go ahead and jump in here and see how many people are popping on. We've got some people here. That's great. And if you are here, please put down, where you're from. My name is April Tribe-Duke, and I am over here down in Kyle, Texas. And Dr. Mary Welsh, share where you're broadcasting from tonight.
Yeah, so I'm in Detroit, Michigan, in suburb of Detroit, and I'm just glad to have you all here tonight and to be able to share my message and hopefully bring a little bit of color to your life.
Yes, you are going to be loving the colors that she has chosen for this. I think it's adorable. I think it's just great. So let's jump in and get started. And here we go. Kids love to color. Adults love to color. How many of you are out there colors? Hands up, loud and proud. Go ahead and share it. It's very true. And I've got little kids that love to, adults that love to, my adult students love to. It's fantastic.
I agree totally. It's a way just to kind of leave reality on the outside and kind of zone in on just a project or an idea, which is kind of nice.
Yes, for sure. And in this we see so many, well, let's get here. The thank yous that are all over the place. We have a national speaker here, the Adult Grief book, the Susie Q's books, brightening and inspiring other people, and the nonprofit that comes along with it. This is just amazing. Everything that you do, Mary, is beautiful. And look at all of the color here that is touched. You can see the impact even squeaking out onto the sidewalks, onto everything. So share with us about Susie.
Yeah. So Susie passed away, unfortunately, 3 years ago, and she was just a ray of sunshine. We called her a ray of sunshine, and she spent a lot of time in the hospital, and you could see her with her favorite nurse there in the center, and she colored. She colored. It had power of healing with it. She had doctors and nurses, and she had the custodians and the food people and the transport people, and everybody would stop and visit with Susie in her room, and they would color pictures, and they lined the walls of her room, and it was very heartwarming. Friends could come, family could come, and we could always pull out the coloring books, and you didn't even have to talk sometimes. You just sat there and colored, and it was just a way of finding some peace in a moments that weren't maybe not so bright at the time.
Right. And
go ahead. Yeah. So the picture in the background there is I finished 4 books, and I launched them all at one time because it was her angelversary. It was the anniversary of her death in June, and it was important to me to get my books out so that I could help anybody that wanted them. And so you'll see, one of her nephews up front there. But if you look real close, like you said, you'll see her name. You'll see, book launch. You'll see pictures. You'll see all different kind of things in chalk, and it's all up and down the street, the sidewalk, up on the porch. You'll see my mom is in the background there, and she was so proud. She was just a proud grandma, to watch everybody talking about Susie and sharing, and it was a little bit of laughter in on a day that was a little heartbreaking.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that I did that because my mom, unfortunately, became an angel too. And so the two of them are together, and but she did see the books launched and got to read them. So that was very, very heartwarming. But
That is
coloring
amazing.
just has so much healing power.
It does. It does. It truly has this way of healing and bringing so many things together. With Susie Q's Kids, this give back program, the whole concept about everything that you want to do, it really brings back such incredible information, love, comfort into so many communities. And the Comfort Bag program, they partner with other nonprofits serving kids to help raise employees' engagement for those that want to brighten and inspire the lives of children in hospitals, shelters, foster care, grieving, or by any, contributing finances, items, assembling comfort kit bags. There's so many things, opportunities that can be now given since Mary has started this nonprofit organization. And like it sees in all those colors right there, you see how it can give to people, all these kids in different areas of their life, because all kids need comfort.
They do. Um, on Susie's first birthday following her loss, we gathered as a family and celebrated her life. And you couldn't have a birthday present for her, so we had a celebration party. And I said, just bring things, and we're going to make bags, and we're going to give them to kids that are deserving, that are less fortunate, maybe, and we're going to give them to a foster agency in the neighborhood. And so we did that. And they had 3-year-olds to 90-year-olds, and they were making these bags, and they were talking, and they were sharing stories, and there was lighthearted. There was food there, and um, it was like regular day in the backyard, celebration. And so I saw that, and I said, let's start a nonprofit and let Susie live on and honor her by doing things that she always did good things in her lifetime. And so these pictures here kind of gave me a little bit of pause when I was looking for the right ones. Kids in the hospital. This little kid is, hopefully he's getting better, but he's being taken care of well in the hospital. This child with foster care, he's got a smile on it, and he's got sunshine on his hand, and pick me, I want somebody pick me. And kid in a shelter, she's got all the hope in her face, it's just shining from her. And then the kid that's grieving, he's got a lot of color in his hands. You can't hardly see his face, but he's in there. He just needs someone to pull him out and to tell him it's going to be okay. And so the books that I wrote, we'll get into that a little bit later, but it's really about how we can work with children to make them feel welcomed and inspired and brighten their day, and positive sayings and good characteristics that are going to form their outlook and make it a positive one.
Yes, make it the positive one. That's exactly right. Celebrating, supporting the nonprofit, helping the kids, engage the family and friends, everyone to be able to give back. This is what the opportunity gives. And this is beautiful.
Yeah. So this just kind of shows that it could be a special occasion. It could be at a work event. It could be, at a team event of some sort. You could do a celebration campaign where, it's your kid is graduating or somebody's getting married and you want to give back in the community. We could do a bag stuffing event for you. And for those that have lost a child or lost a loved one, on their birthday or their anniversary of their death, we call them angelversaries. You could maybe have a campaign so you feel like you're doing something special and recognizing them on that day, and then you're also helping children as well. So it's about that recognition and being able to help children.
It's a beautiful, beautiful way to be able to celebrate and brighten everything up. Here's another opportunity that Susie has, through all of the amazing I guess her light in her life inspired even more. And Mary has gone forward with this. And now look at all of the information that you can do here. Make a financial donation, donate products, schedule a virtual campaign, do the bag stuffing event or an employment engagement event. There's so many opportunities, and you just have to think about the smiles on the children's faces when they open up these comfort bags, because kids are our future. They are our tomorrow, and if we can bring them this kind of comfort, it might be the point that changes and helps them to really continue forward.
Yeah. I just got a notice that somebody was trying to get in. Did we have to allow them in, or do you know?
I believe everybody should be able to get into your personal profile. If they're friends with you, they should be able to connect in. Let me check on a few. Whoa,
No,
let me
you know
check on
what?
this.
It came through on my Facebook, so I just hit
Okay.
approve. So
Okay, awesome.
we should be good.
Good. Okay, great.
Yeah. So yeah, so these are just some ways that we're evolving, and we're trying to build our program, and if you're interested, you can reach out to us on the Susie Q website there.
Excellent. Let's jump right into this art therapy and how it's going to give us support.
Yeah, so art therapy, it's really a mental health profession in which the process of making and creating artwork is used to explore your feelings. It's to reconcile emotional conflict. It can foster self-awareness. It can manage your behavior and your addictions. It can develop social skills. It can improve your reality, how you're oriented. And it can help reduce anxiety and increase your self-esteem. It's not only about learning and improving yourself, but it's a means of personal expression. And I'm not an art therapist. That you have a specialist to do that you can see, and they can explore these aspects with you. But I just wanted to share that that's the importance of picking up a crayon and coloring, and maybe you can. If you have a child that's coloring or drawing and you see pictures that are alarming or a little bit make you think, turn your head sideways, then it's a way to, okay, maybe we need to talk to somebody. But how we look at art is really important.
Yes.
Because it's our imagination, really, that's going to help us explore.
Correct. Yes, and help us explore and look at this fostering of self-awareness. When we see them start to color, it increases that self-esteem. And I know many of us moms, we've got fridges full of magnets, full of all of the great coloring that they have, right? And it kind of goes through this amazing phase in elementary school, and then middle school, it kind of drops off. And I'm like, no, keep going, keep coloring. I need to see more of it, because it really helps in so much of the reduction of anxiety. And I've been asking my 14-year-old to color a lot more, and it really helps her, but she's kind of resistant to it. So I just kind of have some stuff out, thanks to the encouragement of Mary. And it's helping.
So for the older ones, there's the Mandela pictures, with all the intricate pieces to it, and there's different coloring. I mean, it's a big industry right now. You can look and there's different coloring books for different ages, and maybe you just need to find that one that kind of tweaks with her. My daughter had a hip hop coloring book, and so they were all the hip hop artists that she would color. But I have a quote by Dr. Derma, and he said, I colored one space, and then I colored another, and then another. And then I realized that how I perceived life was one small step at a time. And this is good. It's a good paradigm for how a person can get through loss one day at a time. And so you really want to kind of encourage people to go ahead and look at that and see how it impacts them.
Yes, you really want to do that, because it's going to, you'll be given so many different things. And right here in this next slide, we just see immediately the 7 benefits of coloring. brain relief, lowers stress, reduces the negativity. I think maybe we all need more coloring. Just reduce that negativity, achieve a mindfulness, promote creativity, and for everyone, and you can take it everywhere. The back of my car is jammed full of all of this coloring. So it's really amazing to see how simple something is that we maybe take for granted for as a child, but really how beneficial it is. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter if you can go. I draw, laugh at my extent of being really artistic, right?
Right.
But it's just about taking a break from what you're doing, the busyness of your day, the emotions that you might be dealing with, and just channeling it in a different paradigm for you.
Right.
Some people are doodlers. Are you a doodler?
I'm not a doodler. I'm more of a narrator, but my mother, my children, they are doodle maniacs. I have I have furniture with doodle on it. It just happens everywhere.
Yeah, so really, when you take a look at these 7 benefits, you think about it, it seems very um like it would be, just you would know this. You would know that you're going to lower your stress because you're calming down and you're doing it. You would know, that it's creative and it's mindfulness. You're achieving mindfulness because you're just away from everything else. And so, and April is at a swim meet today, so she's got her children in the background, and so we have to. She's a mom, so
And
hello.
she's already going back into her coloring. So we might have a new picture by the end of this.
So we have to be creative. We can reduce that negativity and be mindful, and we can enjoy the moment. And I have a special day that I remember in the hospital with my Susie, and she had the hip hop coloring book, and her sister Angie, she came up and she made her all kind of food, and we got a hall pass that we could go out of her room and we could go down and we could sit outside of the cafeteria as long as we had a phone that they could call us. And so we spent like 3 hours outside, and it was a holiday weekend, and we were coloring and we were eating, and then she started laughing at me. I said, "Why are you laughing?" And she goes, "Oh, Mom, that doesn't look like Eminem. He will never look like that, Mom. But that's the best picture I ever saw of him." So I have a collection of special pictures that I had kept, and they're in a book, and they're for me to look at and share those special moments with my daughter. So I encourage you to take and be the narrator in your family, and to tell the story and to save those snippets, whether it's a virtual or the hard copy, because they can be very precious memories.
That is right, exactly. And it definitely builds confidence. I see it so many times. It's a really beautiful way. This confidence about being able to express their feelings in a healthy way. I know when, staying calm, encouraging children to express their feelings by talking or by writing / coloring. It's also to teach them, in any difficult situation. I think it's part of what I call a healthy distraction, right? Where the focus has been really intense, and we can just shift just a tiny bit and do something that really releases. And wow, does it ever build the confidence as we see some more, I would say color, energy, and relaxation come out.
Yeah. So I really appreciate your perspective. You work in the school, you work with children, when they're having a hard day, sometimes you pull the crayons out and you let them have a little art time, and it just kind of diffuses the situation. So we have to encourage our children to express those feelings and emotions. A confident child can express their emotions and feel comfortable with it, but not get overly aggressive or let them, be venting on it. So there's a fine line. So where's that point that you can take a look at? It's about being able to express their feelings in a healthy way and knowing that they can stay calm. It can be calming for them to pick up that crayon or pencil and draw or doodle and color. And your children, when they express their feelings by talking or writing, it keeps them away from that difficult situation, right?
Yes,
And
definitely.
so, yeah. And so these are just some simple ways to encourage your kids. And it's, nothing better than teaching your kids confidence and to play through art.
Right, exactly. This expression of the feelings, I mean, who as a kid just wanted to like dive, like swim in your paint, right? I know I've seen my children swim in paint. I'm like, I bet your shirt was the canvas today. But it's really cool to see what they're doing and how, they're coming about. If you can see the little girl down there sitting in those cute little teal pants, looking up at the camera, like, look what I did. I mean, there's a power there. And Mary, you've captured it visually here so beautifully.
Yeah. So I know you have a lot of children, and and so I'm sure you have a lot of hard work. And you had shared that you actually, capture their work. Can you share us a little bit about that?
Yeah, when we start coloring and drawing, because they just have mounds and mounds of it, we go through reams of paper. And so as they're doing that, I pull out the camera and I start videotaping. Taping, listen to me. But yeah, I capture it, take pictures, clip and cut it together, narrate it, and then we have it there. So that eventually, like, I just can't keep every single piece of paper, but we have the memory of it and we've put it all together in a little video. And those are great days because on holidays, some people go and watch movies. We watch our family home movies and we throw the days, the everyday type of experience up there and they can remember. And then they take a look at the old pictures that they've drawn. And sometimes they'll say, well, where is that picture? And I'm like, it's right here. but yeah, they create so much of it, and it's a great opportunity for just to capture it. I'm amazed by it because art, I see it, know it, love it. It just doesn't translate down into my hand very well, but I know and I appreciate it. So I just love it. I think it's fantastic.
So in my children's grief book, we talk about weaving the story forward. And so when you're having those moments where you're having those color days, I challenge you to talk about their grandma that passed away, for example, and have them put grandma on the page. And now grandma is not just in the past. Grandma was on that day as well, and she'll move forward with you if you bring those people and animals or situations forward. It's a way of healing positively.
Right, exactly. It channels this positivity. And I love this quote: art therapy is appropriate to every age, culture, background. Creating art is an appropriate outline for expressing fears of death, feelings of grief, and children are neither able to understand or express the effectively in any other way. And so when we get that coloring, it really helps in tremendous ways to really see what we can do. Children can draw death as a caveman did by drawing a feared animal or fearful event to defeat it. Thus, overcoming the fears, inappropriate impulses can be channeled into positive experiences. That is powerful.
Yeah. And so if you see a picture where they're showing their fear on the paper, that's a great time for you to sit down and have some dialogue with them, right? And to be able to, squelch that fear or, just talk about what it makes you feel. And so if they hear that if you feel that way or how you process it, then it might change how they look at it, right? So it's
Right.
all about dialogue.
It is. It is about dialogue. And I found that Mary's books are very, very helpful in this.
So all of these pictures, they make me smile. they're my home, their family, their friends, their pets. It's all about positivity. And so, you can see to a child what's really important to them. Now, if you saw them with a sad face or an X over somebody, or somebody was missing in the picture that should be there, then you're going to question them. Well, what happened to the, your little brother or your sister or your grandma or whoever the person was that you would normally see in that picture? And so embrace this positivity and share, and you're able to address that negativity if it pops up with a positive way. So have them draw that person in, but maybe give them a set of wings.
Right, right. It is also this sense of achievement, sense of pride and achievement. We need to give young children every opportunity to gain self-confidence and a sense of self-worth. If they can create something that is aesthetically pleasing, then this will help in the positive development of their personality. Wow, that is powerful.
So you see that little girl at the bottom? She's got color all over. She's been painting and drawing and whatnot. And she's just got her hands up, raised up in the air. And she said, I did it. I did it. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great day. She's thinking positive. She's being positive. And so that's what we want to encourage, right? We want them to know that they can do anything that they want to do, right?
That's right.
So let them express it on a piece of paper, or they color their shirts or whatever it is that they're doing. Let them express.
Yes, let them express. Because every child is an artist. And Angel Susie, it encourages us to have the good characteristics to model and explore the value of positive affirmations through her coloring book. This right here, I can show you pictures. We're doing it. Mary's work is impacting my family.
So Susie, we have the Susie Q bags that we had talked about earlier. So this coloring book goes into all the bags, and the children's grief book that I'll talk about in a little while also goes in the bag. So I wanted to be able to share good characteristics to model and positive sayings, because children need to know that. They need to feel that. They need to, they can color puppy dogs and snowmen or whatever, but I just thought it's good to open up a dialogue. If a parent was with them, open up a dialogue on what's on that page and how they do it, how they model it, what they do, who they do, who they're considerate for, who they open the door for, and know that they, those positive affirmations, they could do it. They can do it, everything they want.
They can, definitely. Speaking of that power of positivity and the 4 aspects and the reflections of it, it is something that we've learned we've learned about remember, we've learned about reflect, we've learned about recreate and relate. These are the positive 4 aspects that Dr. Mary has discovered and shares in all of her books. And I'm telling you what, she knows what she's talking about. And it goes right into the coloring book as well, because it promotes all the good characteristics to model, embraces positivity, everything that she talked about. It's happening now with discussion, which is what we share, because my mother-in-law passed away and we needed a place to know how to share it, how to express it, and how to keep her woven into our lives so that she's not forgotten.
Yeah. So when I was going through my grief, I was seeing a therapist. I strongly encourage people to do that. I still do. It helps me challenge my grief. And then all the research that I did, and I realized that I always looked at the cup half full my entire life. Instead of half empty, it was always half full. And she encouraged me to share my message. She said I had a unique way of looking at it. And so, I created the model to remember. We always have to remember. whether it's a divorce, whether it's, losing a pet, whether it's losing a loved one, a home, whatever your situation is, these can all be used in that scenario. So you want to remember the good or the bad, the indifferent. You want to reflect on the impact that that person or thing or situation had on you and that you had on them. And then we're going to recreate. And by recreate, I mean life is different. It's if you liken it to be back in school, when you were in the 8th grade, you went to high school the next year. It was a new chapter. It was you lost some friends, you gained some friends. When you got older, you got married, and you had lost some of your friends when you went away to college, or different things like that. Everything is different. It's just different. And so when we lose a loved one, it's different, but it doesn't have to be necessarily bad. Okay? It's about recreating your new you, your new normal, and I liken it to the author of your life. And when you pick up that characters to be in chapter 3, and then you don't hear about them at all again, or maybe they show up in chapter 8. You never know. And so when you are writing your book, which is your life, you have to be able to remember and reflect and bring that person forward or not, depending on the situation, and recreate that new normal that's going to be the best for you. And then when we get to the fourth one, which is relate, it's a 3-prong. One, you need to take care of yourself. Self-care. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't help anybody else. And if you lost somebody, it's not what your loved ones would want. They would not want you to be, stuck in a fog and not be able to move forward. They would want you to laugh again. They would want you to be happy. They would want you to do, what they love to do with you, and to look forward to life, and to know that they'll always be with you, right? And so the second prong is to help other people. And so what is it you do on a daily basis? Is it a phone call? Are you listening to somebody? Are you checking in on somebody? Are you baking cookies for somebody? Are you reading their homework to help them out? Whatever it is, what is it you're doing to help somebody else? And when you help others, you feel better. You feel better about yourself. And the third prong is to give back in the community. And so we all have times in our life that are good times, and we have times that are maybe are a little challenging. And if we remember that those challenging times were hard and that somebody helped us, we certainly want to give back and help somebody else and return the favor. We want to do the right thing. So that's how we started Susie Q's Kids. I wanted to give back. I wanted to make another child know that we wanted to brighten and inspire them to be their best, to have a good day, even if it was one day, 1 hour. Then it was worth it. I wrote my books, and it was, if somebody read it and they got one nugget out of that big thick book that April's got there, then it was worth it. But that book was written in segments of 2 and 3 pages, so that somebody that was going through grief could understand maybe and process it, because we have fog for brains during that time frame.
That's right. That is right.
So we want to look at the power of positivity. And so there's 6 different areas that we looked at. We want to promote good characteristics to model. And so that's the name of the book. And each page has their alphabetical words that are characteristics, like caring and sharing, or helpful and encouraging. And then at the bottom, they have a positive saying. So what is it, that can keep them? So I think you showed the brave page.
Yes.
And, probably be your best, or.
Yes, and be your best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so if somebody's coloring that in their have to go to the doctors, for example, and they're going to get their flu shots or their booster shots or whatever, and they colored that page, or they haven't, and you want them to color that page, you'll know that picture shows a little girl and she's got a band-aid on her, and you can see she's in a doctor's office. There's an eye chart behind her, and there was a needle on the tray, so you know she was getting some kind of a shot. She was really brave, and she wasn't crying when she was all done. So just a way to start a dialogue with your children about all these different types of good characteristics to model.
Yes, exactly. And my daughter drew this one about considerate because she said that this looked like grandma. And so that's the one that got colored very first, and then she kind of went backwards, because it does embrace the positivity. It does inspire kids to be their best. And, why not have some positivity in our lives to go along with this coloring book?
Yeah. And so the words on this page were considerate, courteous, kind. They're all just good words, and characteristics to model. These kids all look happy and content, like they're having a good time. So they're able to move forward and have a good sense of self-esteem and whatnot. And even if they were in the throes of grief, they still need to be kind and courteous and considerate, but maybe it shows them a way that they can you can talk through that. And so your child lost their grandma, so maybe you talk about grandma when you're talking about this picture.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, and it just brings up so many great things to really discuss and have that positivity.
Great. So this one talks about self-awareness and healing, and as another aspect to address. And so we talked about being brave, but how about being unselfish or adventurous or positive? And so these are all things that you can do to improve their outlook and share their thoughts. And you have a happy time. You have a chance to have a happy time with them. They're having a good time. This mom is with their daughter here, and they're having a moment together. And life is full of precious moments, precious memories that you want to capture. So it's good self-awareness and healing.
Yes, exactly. I can do it. I love this one. I can do it.
And it really is. It's about instilling that confidence in them, and boosting their self-esteem, and by taking those positive affirmations that are throughout the books, letting them know how they can do that. So they're awesome. They can do it. They're positive. I can do it. They're motivating. They're loyal, and so it's a way for them to write that next chapter in their life and creating that new normal that they have.
Wonderful. Yes. And it brings us into the empowerment of the discussion and the dialogue. This part I've found in my own life to be very powerful. And Mary's books, this started it, and then my daughter ran to get the coloring book and just knew I had to color, I had to share. And you never know where these dialogues are going to go, but wow, it led us to places that were very healing and helpful. So I've benefited greatly. So I can't share it enough, everybody. And, it's tough stuff right now. You might be grieving because someone has passed on. You might be grieving because, like tonight, this is our possible last swimming event of a season. And we just started 2 weeks ago. That's going to be a little bit of a loss. It's tough, but the discussion we can have opens up when we start this coloring.
And so, these kids are talking, and to me, they're telling a story. So there's something going on as they're all gathered around and they're sharing a story. And so it's about capturing that, that moment. And I liken it to the fact that when we're together with our family and friends, Instead of saying cheese when we take a picture, we say Susie, and we put our thumbs up in the air. And we always know that Susie is with us in that moment. And when we look back on pictures, we remember that she was with us on graduation or birthday or whatever, or just playing in the yard, whatever it is. And so how can you incorporate your love into your dialogue? Those that, maybe live in another state and they're not with you all the time. We have grandchildren that live in another state, so we're always kind of drawing their pictures and put them back in the story.
Yes, for sure.
So how much better is the world if it was just a little bit brighter?
Boy, it makes a difference.
What does this little girl make you think of, April?
Well, honestly, it makes me think of, so that's how my daughter thinks. Her mind is going a million miles an hour, and it is splashed with color. She loves the pinks, the rainbows, the light, the sparkles, and she just has that gift for, just sunshine follows her and sprinkles everywhere. And so this creativity, what it can do, it just brings that happy, that silly, that friendliness to us. And it brings the caring. So I just have to share this little tiny picture. I know I keep showing open the book, but when my daughter started coloring, she turned to this very page that we have up here, the caring and the cool. And she said, oh, that's for brothers. So she said, I'm not going to color that. We have to save that for the brothers because that's the boys' page. See, that's caring.
Very cool. So I don't know if I mentioned that those pictures that are on the screen that are colored in are just from the book. And so I didn't put the positive sayings on because some of them, it just got to be too busy on the screen. But yeah. So some of the words here were happy and friendly and being silly, So yeah. They're just characteristics that you want them to model. You want them to be friendly. You want them to be silly. You want them to be happy. And so the pictures are kind of non-descriptive, but so hopefully that any child could put themselves in the book.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So to brighten and inspire children one comfort bag at a time, look at Angel Susie in her generous ways, giving back to Susie Q's kids.
Yeah. So the positive saying in the book for this one, I think, was help others, right? And so it's a good description of Susie. She's got the little sassy haircut, and she's got her little Susie Q bag, and the children on the side are opening the bag with the goodies in it that we give to kids in the shelters and foster care and hospitals and those that are grieving. So it really kind of brings it full circle. So in the book, we talk about being generous and helping other people. And so how can they do that? And so that's a dialogue discussion that you can have.
Definitely. Definitely. And everyone loves a story. Everyone does. I personally
just been talking so much, April, that we forgot to give away a couple of books along.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
So we have. So so we're gonna go ahead right now. We're gonna give away 2 coloring books. So can you roll the dice and see who our lucky winners are?
Yes, I'm going to take. Whoa! I punched the wrong button. Maybe you didn't see that punch, but I did. Okay, we're gonna get back here. And I've gotten to the very wrong button. Let me get us back here, and so I can grab the people's names and punch on in. Oh, we're getting there. I think this is where we were. So all I have to do now is click the right button, I think, and we'll be back onto it. There we go. I'm not in my normal place, but it's all good. All right. So here we go. Let's see everybody who is, oh my goodness. So Mary, we've got great people here. Let's throw these things up and see where everyone's going to be headed to. And the prizes and winners for tonight for 2 coloring books, correct? 2 coloring books are...
Two separate winners.
2 separate winners. We have Carol, Mish,
All right.
MISCH. Carol, way to go. And Deanna Phillips. Deanna Phillips. DEANNA. Deanna
All right,
Phillips.
Deanna.
Deanna Phillips.
All right.
Okay. So I've got to write these things down here. My children are right by me playing with a moth. So if suddenly a moth flies in the camera's face, they're being kids, right? And that's what we've got to do. Be those kids. Okay. All right. Carol and Deanna, way to go. Congratulations. Way to go. Fun times. I'm going to like you guys and put you back up onto here. All right. We are still going strong. Let's go back into sharing this screen and make sure I do it the right way here. And do we have it? I think we have it. I'm here and I just have to push this one.
Go.
Whew. Okay, life's better.
So everybody loves a story, right? And so as I wrote my adult grief book and journal, I realized that my grandchildren had a lot of questions that they asked about their Aunt Susie. And so with that, I decided to write a book, and this is my special angel. And in this book, Susie is the angel in the book. She's narrating it. And so all the questions that they ask, she's answering for them. So we talk about, will you forget me? And she says, absolutely not. She always, never, never, never. I could never forget you. Can you hear me? Yes, I can always hear you. I'm always listening. And are you sad you're not with us? And she says, no, be happy. We are always together. I love you and you love me too. And so there's 5 children in the book, and they're all 5 different age groups and situations. And so by incorporating those in, I was able to bring in different aspects of different things for parents to have a dialogue with their child. And so maybe, you're holding up, that's my daughter Susie, and those are the 5 grandchildren that are her nieces and nephews that she's talking to throughout the book. And so if we go to the next slide, I'll share that picture.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and this is the back, the front and back of the book. And in our backyard, we have a pool. It's always the center of attention. We always have a lot of people there. And you can see Nana and Papa. I'm a character in the book as well, sitting on the side of the pool. And Angel Susie's up in the air, and she's just looking over us, and she's smiling. And do you ever wonder where your special angels are and what they're doing? Well, Angel Susie Q answers all of your questions. She is with you and her family, always watching and always protecting them. And so in the book, there was a page that one of the children, the youngest granddaughter, Clara, fell off her bike, and she was helping her. And one of the grandsons was Jacob. Jacob was going to drive a car, and she told him she's going to protect him. She's going to watch over him on the road. His brother was graduating, and so he's in a graduation gown, and she's like, I'm going to be there. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to be there, throughout life with you. And so it's really about how you can kind of incorporate those questions that they had. I gave them some scenarios and some positive interactions throughout the book. And it also has those 4 aspects of positive reflection we had talked about. They need to remember, they need to reflect, they need to recreate, and then they need to relate. And so she's got her angel puppies up in heaven with her, and they have their dogs on earth here. And so it just demonstrates that life goes on. They're always with us. And so I am just excited to be able to share my books with you. And so I'm going to do a buy a set and donate a set. And by that, what I mean is for $20, you can order the books direct from me, and I will donate a set on your behalf to Susie Q's kids. They'll go in the bags. Or you can order them on Amazon, but you won't get, a portion of their sales will go towards it. But my site's not set for it yet, but it will be on Sunday. So on Sunday, you can go on and you can order a set direct where a buy a set, donate a set will happen.
That's beautiful. I'm so glad it's coming up on Sunday. That's not very far away. And right before the Thanksgiving week, that's a beautiful thing. What a great thing to think about when you're counting your blessings and thinking, what can I give this year? That is a great opportunity.
Yeah. And so I tell people, this is a good book to, both of the books, to be able to have that dialogue. Maybe they haven't lost someone in their direct family, but maybe they lost a pet, or maybe their cousin lost somebody, or a friend, somebody at school. And it just kind of gives them a little bit of perspective that they might not have had, because grieving is a tough subject, and a lot of people avoid it, especially with children, because it might bring up some emotion. It might bring up some tears, but that's okay, because that's how we heal. And if we're told or feel that we can't talk about it, that's not healthy. That's not positive. They, a person, whether children or adult, internalize it in a different way, and it can come out in a negative fashion. It could come out in frustration or anger or being silent, or any different thing could happen. But if they're able to say their name and talk about them and celebrate them moving forward, it's a wonderful thing. And so my grandson's here, and he misses his grandma dearly, because every time he came to our house, he had Nana and Grandma and Aunt Susie. And so there's a void here. And so when he comes, it's a little bit of a loss, because it's the atmosphere and the environment is just different. And so he might, just turn into a sad moment. And that's when we take out the cookie mix and we make cookies, or we get out the glitter and the stickers and everything, and we make projects like Susie used to do with them. And so really it's about, how can you weave that story forward, talk about them a little bit, and then move them on to a happier choice for that day, for that moment.
Yes, exactly. So do we want to see who's going to win this set? Let's see.
I think that we should give away a set. Absolutely. Let it roll.
All right, we're going to let it roll. I'm going to take a look here to see who is going to be our winner. I need to see all of these. Oh my goodness. Great comments coming in. We have down here Sandy.
Sandy, all right.
You won on one of them already. Now you've won a set. And because of this, I mean, wow, the coloring book, as well as Susie Q's special angel, my special angel too. I am writing your name down. This is fantastic. Sandy Isserman. Very good. Very good.
You know what? I feel really good tonight. Let's do another one. Come on, I want to make a child smile. I just want to make a child smile. Let's do another one.
Let's do another one. All right, I'm going to be rolling out here. Rolling out. And does it say? It should say. There we go. And it is the winner. Oh, my goodness. Popping in. Cindy Van Stolen.
All right.
Stolten.
All right,
Van
Cindy.
Stolten.
Yay. Okay.
Van Sloten. Cindy Van Stolten. All right. Way to go.
We got the winners.
That's excellent. Okay. Let's take us back here. Way to go.
All right.
So we've got some winners there happening. Let's get back to the sharing of the screen, and let's keep this puppy going. It looks like we are getting down to it. And this has been a fantastic evening. We've learned a lot of things. And here's another one about treating yourself and helping yourself to heal. Looks like Mary's offering something amazing again.
So, the journey into the looking glass, finding hope after loss of loved one. There is no right or wrong way to grieve. And so I always tell people don't ever let somebody tell you what to do or how to do it or how to feel. It's really your personal journey and how you address it. And so, with that said, this is how I addressed it. This is how I did it with my family. This is from the research that I did. This is from talking to other grieving parents. And I wrote a lot of short stories in the beginning so that you got to know my daughter, Susie. I had theory throughout the book, but they're all in I call it the roadmap to self-discovery. And it's all about 2 or 3 page sections with key takeaways at the end of it. And so it just recaps what you just read, and it gives you a question or two to answer, and you can put your thoughts down on paper. And you call it, there's a word, it's called fog for brains. When you're going through grief, it's overwhelming. And sometimes you just can't see the light beyond. It's just not there. And so if I was to tell you to sit down and read this book from front to back and you're going to heal, you'd say, are you crazy? Because I can't read one paragraph, right? And so it's really about, there's an index of all different subjects, all different things. You can look at it to see what is important to you. And so it's a way to channel your thoughts. And my goal when I wrote it was, if one person gets one nugget out of the book, because I already read it, wrote it, lived it. It's the most expensive therapy, I always say, that I ever had, right?
Right.
But if for somebody else to say they got something out of it, it just warms my heart and it makes it worth it. So it's my part of relating, of helping others. And so, April, you've shared a couple of nuggets throughout our conversations, of how it helped you and your family. In the second book, there is a journal, and it really talks briefly about those 4 aspects of positive reflection again. And then it asks you to look every day at how you did those. Tell one thing that you did, and then it asks you 2 more questions. What did you do for yourself? That's self-care. And what did you do to help somebody else? And so it could be that it's, taking a dog for a walk. It could be go visiting the neighbor. It could be just calling your mom or your friend, or doing the dishes. Or for yourself, it could be just getting out of bed because it's just a yucky day, and you're just overwhelmed. And so by putting it down on paper, and it's for your own use, you don't have to show anybody. It just helps you channel it. So and my hope is that it will help you on your journey to have a little bit more positive outlook on the presence of your loved one in your life before and today.
Yes. This concept of having through this, it's an amazing, I say amazing a lot because really it is phenomenal. And it looks like you're probably going to share something here with us, Mary.
Yeah.
Instead of flowers, giving someone, that passes on a gift of healing and power. This is incredible that this might be an opportunity for someone.
Yeah. So on the front cover, that's my daughter. She's standing on the beach. We were on a vacation together, and she just had her arms outstretched. She was embracing life. She was having a great time. And so I encourage you to stretch your arms out and embrace life, because you got this. You can do this. You can get through that fog, and you can find a little bit of hope and peace in your day, because remember, you're the author. You're creating your next chapter, and how you move forward depends on how you embrace that positivity. And always remember, always, always have your loved ones in your thoughts. And I'm not going to say the days are not going to be sad, or that they're not, but they're going to be appreciated a different way if you can look at it from a positive reflection. And in the book, we go into the what ifs and the could haves and the should haves that'll drive you crazy, and it'll give you some ideas of what to do to help, and how to make a list to have people call you and whatnot. And so instead of sending flowers, why not buy someone a set of books and give it to them and give them the gift of healing? And so that's my message to people. And so these are available on Amazon as well. But on Sunday, they'll be up on my website, and you'll be able to buy them. And I will be selling the set for $30. A $30 investment in yourself to make your day a little bit brighter and your future a little bit happier and healthier. It's a great investment. But when you know somebody that in the future that's losing, they've lost a loved one, maybe this is an idea, instead of sending them a set of flowers that are going to die. And truthfully, they don't even remember seeing them because they're in that fog at a funeral, right?
Yes, for sure. It's so true. And giving this gift is something that really can help with the healing. And we're experiencing it here. And I think the timing is just right for it. So thank you, Mary.
Yeah. Well, here in the audience tonight, I want to give back. So roll the dice. We're going to give a set of books away tonight.
All right. All right. Let's see. Who is it going to be? Lori Jean Jones. Lori.
All right.
Lori. Oh my goodness. That's going to be a surprise. That's going to be fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh,
excellent. Yes. yes, exactly. Thank you.
So
all right.
So much going on tonight. I introduced all my books to you to give you an idea. They're listed here. But know that they're all available on Amazon. So if you can't afford them now, you can get them in the future. And I just really encourage people to do that dialogue with somebody. And it's not just children, it's adults. And so when you lose somebody, loses a loved one, maybe your girlfriend loses her mom, call her up and say, hey, I want to go out to dinner or lunch when the pandemic's not around, or just call them on the phone and say you want to talk. That camaraderie, that ability to listen, that ability to help, channel their thought a little bit in a different direction might just be what's necessary to keep someone from going down what I call the rabbit hole of despair. You go down there and you get lost, for hours or days, and it's not a good place because it's all negative, and you want to be positive. So reach out. People need you. They need that dialogue.
They do. They definitely do.
And I am going to share a poem from my book. I wrote poems on behalf of my daughter. She lived with us and was in the hospital many hours and days and months at a time. And so I wrote poems on her behalf, and she's speaking to different groups of people. And so she wrote one to mom and dad and brother and sister and whatnot. And then we had some pictures behind it so you can see the relationship. But this one's to family and friends. And it just is a message for all of us to think about. So, dear family and friends, where to begin? You might be a sibling, an aunt or an uncle, a cousin, an adopted family member. You may have a family relationship or friendship. You might be a friend, an associate, or close to someone that I know. If you could see me now, you would see a happy, pain-free spirit. If you felt that spirit touch or a sense of presence, you know that I am always with you. If you could see my life through my eyes, you would know that I cherish that life, the life that I led because of all of you. I was always loved, respected, trusted, cherished, and never alone. I was always surrounded by your presence. If you know that I am always with you, you will feel my joy during those times of accomplishment, my pride as you face all the challenges of life, whether good or bad, my arms when you are sad, my laughter when you walk into a door wall. There's a story behind that. The goofy things, sitting around the campfire, swimming at the pool, at a barbecue. Feel my love as you grow. Accomplish things. Get married. Have babies. Graduate. Just enjoy life. If you understand the depth of my love, you will live and love and find peace in this life on earth. And know that I will travel with you here and be there to welcome you at the end of your journey. If you want to honor me by helping others, especially taking care of each other. If the sunshine reminds you of us, I'm sorry, if the sunshine reminds you of my thirst for life, then it shine on forever. Because I love you to the moon and back. Love, Susie Q, Dr. Mary. And so it's all about the perspective. It's all about what we think and feel. And if we know that our loved one had a good life, even if they didn't, they had some good times with you. They had some good things in their life at some point. Even if they had challenges, know that they led the life they could and that they're with us now, journeying on our journey until we meet them again.
Beautiful. Beautifully said, Mary. Well, this has been a full evening, and it's touched us, and so grateful for it, Mary.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to be in your homes tonight and to share my message, and April for taking time away from your family to help. It's really about everybody giving back and doing that helping others.
Yes, for sure. And helping others is right there. You gave away gifts, you gave away prizes, and I feel that, the simpleness of what we can do with color can really bring that positivity into our lives. And I'm looking forward to next week having a break and just crafting and coloring together. So thank you, Mary, for the inspiration.
I have one more slide to go to.
All right.
I think there's one more.
I think
and then we're going to do a giveaway.
All right. Let's do it.
So let that, go back one.
Go back. There we go.
So let that inner artist come out, because we were talking about color. Let's make the world a little bit brighter. The children of today, they need our help, especially today. They're not in their normal routines. Everything is uplifted, uprooted. There's, families here and there, and, they've got restrictions, and, help them color their world. Help them make it a little bit brighter. Because you guys color my world, and I'm very thankful for it. And so the next slide has my contact information. But what I really want to show you is this is one of my bags. This is a Susie Q bag that we've talked about. And it's one comfort bag at a time. And I would love to give one away tonight. I'd like to have somebody accept this bag as a token for sharing up today, and just know that through what we're doing today and the purchases that you might make, we make this possible for another child to have their day a little brighter, a little more colorful as they color in the books as well.
Yes, yes. All right.
Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll.
We are going to let it roll. Here we go. Okay, okay, okay. Gosh. You just never know, right? How it's going to roll. Well, I want to make sure it rolls on somebody that we haven't already had a winner of, so that's why I'm letting it roll here. Let it roll there. Okay, Carrie Thomas. Carrie Thomas. All right, Carrie Thomas. There we go. That is the winner of the bag tonight. And that is going to be fantastic. Thank you so much for popping in here, for joining us, for being a part of so many amazing events through this. My goodness, this is number 3. We've got one more left to go. Mary, what would you like to leave with us tonight?
Yeah. First, the winners tonight, could you please send me an email or a text message with your address so that I can get the books to you? And, what's my takeaway? I will be talking about journaling, the power of journaling, on the 30th. It's a Monday night at 7 o'clock. So if you'd like to tune in, we'll talk about that night. But really, just be the best you can be. We talk about good characteristics. Us as adults, we have to model those characteristics for our children, or that see us, or our grandchildren, or the nieces and nephews or friends, whatever. So have a better day, have a good day, smile, and just take the time to have a little bit of dialogue and enjoy those kids. Let me see your kid. Come on, let me see. Enjoy those kids. Hello. So have a great night. April, enjoy your family, everybody else as well. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. We'll see you.
Okay.